Are you stressed and filled with anxiety like I am? Maybe in a bit of pain from that car accident you had a few years ago? Well, the sponsor of today's episode, Hempville CBD, has us covered. They have the highest quality products created by chemists and doctors. Hempville carries everything from CBD to THC dispensary grade without those despicable dispensary prices. Order your Delta 8, 9 edibles and vapes along with the THCA flower and get free shipping when you spend $50 or more at hempvillecbd.com. Check out the link in the description for more details.
Welcome to the Filmistines, the podcast where we discuss all things movies. Join us as we dive deep into the latest releases, revisit classic films, and explore the art of cinema. Whether you're a film fanatic or just love a good flick, we've got you covered. From Hollywood blockbusters to indie gems, we're breaking down the storytelling, the cinematography, and everything in between. So grab some popcorn, sit back, and get ready for some cinematic magic. If you like what you hear, please consider subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/Filmistines. We offer tiers at the $1, $5, $20 level, where the $5 tier will grant the ability to request films for future episodes. This is the Filmistines, where movies are more than just entertainment, they're an experience.
They're an experience
all around you. And welcome back to another episode of the Filmistines. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm joined today by my friend who watches boring movies with me, Lucy.
Hello, everyone. Ain't that the truth?
You can join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for brand new episodes of the Filmistine. Some recent episodes include Sound of Freedom, Of Mice and Men, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and Fight Club. We covered one David Fincher film, so I thought a second one might be nice.
Boy, was it nice.
Today we're discussing the recent 2023 release of David Fincher, The Killer, with Michael Fassbender and Tilda Swinton for a minute.
Yeah, like literally a minute. No, okay, like 5 minutes.
Maybe not even. I guess I'm just going to say right off the top, I think I can say now that I'm really not a David Fincher fan. I'm just bored out of my mind by his movies. And this was just another one of those. It's like, all right. The Killer may have been the most boring David Fincher movie I've seen. Not the worst, but I'm not sure when you're a director and you have the leverage of David Fincher, it's hard to say your movies are just bad, but they're as bad as a high production kind of knowing what you want out of a movie can be, I think.
You're going to have to explain that.
David Fincher makes very well-produced movies as far as the literal production goes.
Mm-hmm.
Shot lists, color, performances, cinematography for the most part, things like that. But the pre-production part, I guess shot lists are in pre-production, but the pre-production, the writing part, not that David Fincher has everything to do with that. I guess he's just interested in very boring things to me. I guess that's just kind of what it is. How do you feel about this movie?
Yeah, I was bored. And then, kind of reading into it a little bit and spending some time with it. I was still bored. But I kind of get what he was trying to do here more. Which I didn't initially watching it. I was just so bored the whole time. I tried my best to pay attention, but I can only do so much. I gotta be met halfway here. But, there's no doubt about it. This movie looks good. It looks nice. There's no questioning his eye here, his visuals, yeah.
And the performances.
The performances were good. Even some of the inner monologue, whatever this guy had to say to himself was okay. It was interesting, I guess, to say the least, what he was telling himself. So that some of that was okay. And I did appreciate some of the sound in this movie.
That was sort of a high point, yeah.
Yeah.
It really stuck out, I guess, in a couple places, too, because it was pretty low key for a lot of the movie, especially like when he fought the guy in New Orleans or Florida, wherever they were at, in the stilted house.
Yeah, Florida. I will say when the movie first started and we see him chilling there, you know, after you get over the 2000s, what do you call that? The intro that was very fast and very grainy and just.
You have to admire the grip on what once was and what he helped define. You got to admire that that's him. That's part of his DNA, and he won't let that go.
Yeah.
And I do admire the shit out of that.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I do like that he owns the shit out of that.
Yeah. If you own it, all right, you get a little bit of credit for owning it and it being part of who you are and part of your style. So, all right, but goddamn. But after that, we see our main guy here, the killer, chilling in a chair with a heater next to him. And at first, I thought he was a mannequin. I thought he was just a doll. So I was like, oh, interesting. Okay, this is this kind of movie. Just a mannequin sitting there. But it wasn't. That was just me wanting it to be something, I don't know, something more interesting than a man sitting there, I guess. But I just wanted to point that out, that initially, I guess, my expectations were a weird-ass movie. For some reason, not like his movies are weird-ass movies.
Yeah, there are some kind of weird things that happen here and there within his movies, like Benjamin Button. 7, I would say, is kind of weird, and
that's true.
I mean, Zodiac it's got some weird source material, but the movie's not. It's kind of very typical, I guess, in that camp. But yeah, I feel you. I wish the movie was completely different. For one, I wish our main character. Everyone loves a nihilist in real life, but a person who doesn't really have a real set of beliefs, at least beyond a paycheck, in a movie are kind of boring. So that sucks, you know.
What do you mean?
Our main character just cared about getting paid, doing the job, getting paid, didn't have any...
In the beginning.
Rhyme or reason to the way... Well, I mean, I guess after the beginning, it was he went into survival mode.
It was just a revenge.
Yeah, but for what reason? There was hardly any motivation other than survival. I was just like, okay, this is fine, I guess.
I mean, I guess the reason was they beat up his girl, right? Or was he just looking out for himself?
Yes, sort of, but she was just kind of caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, and we didn't have enough of him or her to give a shit.
We didn't have anything of them. It's like, when he goes to the house and it's just like, well, I wonder, how easy it was to get in that house for the other guys. There were, no doors. That was weird. That was cool, I guess, aesthetically, and, out in the tropics and stuff, and minus the fact that there's big-ass snakes and spiders and other rodents and shit.
That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, it's cool, I guess, in a movie, but you're just like, who the fuck is he looking for, And then you see the blood, and it's just like, oh, okay, this is bizarre. I wish they took a note out of Willy Wonderland's movie where we got that nice monologue in the very beginning. I thought that was very...
boring?
I thought that was really powerful and fun coming from, within, because it puts him in a real, somewhere between a stoic and a nihilist kind of mindset. And that's fun. Okay. I can't handle very many characters like that in a movie because it's, one's enough.
But it's not fun for 20 minutes.
No, it went on a little long. There's no doubt about that. But I wish after that he was just silent the whole movie. We just didn't hear him talk at all. He went to go see Hodges, and then Hodges, basically is communicating with him based off of the killer's, Michael Fassbender's body language. That would have been kind of a fun dynamic, I think, because I didn't like it when he talked to anyone. I was like, just don't talk.
Oh my god, yes.
Like you've got great facial expressions, and the way, your performance is very captivating. I wish David Fincher, oddly enough, focused on that a little bit more. How about fewer car shots and more Michael Fassbender?
Damn.
I think I said David Fassbender here a second ago, but I wish we could have gotten a less is more situation out of this character because he is so one note letting the mystery kind of arise throughout the film without over the course of 2 fucking hours. This movie is maybe a little too long too.
Yeah.
For what it is, letting that mystery within him kind of build, because he's so flat, just let our imagination take over instead of him repeating the same thing over and over again, which is okay. He's basically a robot. He's trying to remind himself of that because he's gone through whatever training and stuff. It's just like, okay. And then the fact that it feels like a underbaked John Wick is just like, I hate to be that kind of person, but I've seen this in a much better light.
Much better, yeah.
Performed by, or I should say, with a much more thoughtful, sophisticated, just colorful tone too.
Mm-hmm.
John Wick is very somber and sad and you just feel for John. He doesn't want to participate in this, and this guy is just...
Yeah, I feel nothing for this guy.
Yeah.
Like, they hurt your wife, who cares?
Was that even his wife?
Or yeah, his partner, whatever she was.
Like that was a weird tangent.
Yeah.
I mean, I know she just kind of got she kind of got caught in the crossfire, like I said, but okay, who's this random guy? Oh, her brother. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that was probably the worst part for me, especially when it comes to dialogue, when he's talking to the brother-in-law, or if they're not married, whoever his partner's brother, whoever that guy is, whatever his name was. That's probably like the worst interaction I've ever seen between two characters. It was rough to watch, especially when you have this beautiful inner monologue that went on way too long for it. Oh my god, it was just way too long. I can't get past that. It was way too fucking long.
They should have made him do a little more interesting things, or caught it in more interesting way to help kind of visually keep us occupied while listening to, and allowing you to kind of, I guess, come in and out of what he's saying, because he really isn't saying much.
Yeah, another movie that kind of reminded me of this was Remember Me with Robert Pattinson, and he's kind of a, I don't know, nihilist, whatever kind of character he is, and he's got this inner monologue, and he's kind of representing that, I guess, because he writes everything down, so however you want to take that, but he's doing other things while he's giving us philosophical shit, and that's way more interesting than this. You remember that movie with the 9/11?
Mm-hmm. I don't remember his character though.
Oh, okay.
I remember the end.
Yeah, but he would, he would quote Gandhi and say, Gandhi said, whatever you do in life is not important, but it's very important that you do it. Like, shit like that. And he's doing other things. Like, he's at the library putting books away. We get to see a little bit of his life. We see his best friend. I mean, we see him, I guess he's out smoking somewhere, and at least we get to see the scenery. I don't know. The vibes that movie gives off go with the movie, if that makes sense.
And I guess some of the vibes here go along with the character, as far as everything's just kind of mundane to him. He's doing mundane ass things, and it's just like, all right. I think it's just the first act is almost just him walking around getting bread and stuff. So I think it undeniably kind of goes on a little long, no matter how you cut it. But I do like the ultimate setup of that act, or chapter, I guess, where he shoots the escort prostitute lady. Yeah. His friend.
Your friends, you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wiki says shooting the dominatrix. All right, Wiki.
She's a femdom. And I thought things were going to start picking up there in a action-y kind of level. Not, Mission Impossible or even John Wick, I guess, but just I don't know, in some way, but he just drove and got on planes, and how many times did we see him give his license or his passport or his plane ticket or whatever to a clerk? It's like, oh, hello, Steve. Oh, hello, William. Oh, hello, Joe. Like, okay. He's got a lot of aliases. I got it.
Yeah, I was reading somewhere that those were actual names of celebrities, or I guess not celebrities, but known men that did stuff. I don't know. Famous people, I guess.
That's weird. Why would you?
But that's it.
Like in the movie, like does this movie take place in real life kind of thing? Are those people famous in the movie, or is that just kind of a nod at them?
Just a nod at them.
Okay, like James Bond or something, but real people.
Yeah.
I hear you. Well, that's I mean, I'm sure a very deep cut. And I know, I guess this film was inspired by or adapted from a graphic novel from years ago.
But I don't think that was part of the novel.
Okay. Well, my favorite part was where he tranked the dog with some sleepy pills and then broke in that guy's house and they fought.
That was good. That was cool.
And the sound design there was very cool.
That was
very percussion-y. It's cool.
Yeah, that's when things kind of picked up a little bit, because I thought things were going to pick up right in the beginning when the mailman was trying to come in, and I thought he was about to get shot, but no, he just dropped off the mail and left. Okay. And then I thought things were going to pick up when he shot the girl, and they didn't. And then things, I guess, picked up a little bit when he went to the Dominican Republic and shot the taxi dude. But they really didn't. Not until we got our big we got our big fight here with the Brute. I think that's what they're calling him. And that was nice. That was a nice fight scene.
Yeah, and it was nice and meaty too. It wasn't quick and short or anything. And then even after he kills him, the pit bull comes in and you're like, oh shit, this dog is after him. And he doesn't just get away right away. You know, he's running. It's a nice little scene. And then at that point, you know, you got like 20 minutes left in the movie, so you're getting excited for the end because it's almost over. You know, the credits are about to roll. Now you can turn that bitch off. And then we probably get the best little performative piece out of Tilda Swinton, because she's just,
I don't know, man.
She's just a legend amongst legends. But it was
so brief.
It was brief, and it was weirdly framed in such a way that we were supposed to be getting like a big moment out of Michael Fassbender's character, and there was just nothing really coming from him, you know?
Yeah.
It was awkward on his side of the table because she's just, you know, enjoying her last moments, and she, you know, she's good, but I don't know, it felt like there was something forced about, like, are you trying to make me feel a particular way or make me think that he's thinking a specific thing? Because I'm not getting anything out of this. He gives a nice blank stoic look. He's great at that, but I feel like we're not hitting the right chord here.
Yeah, we're not hitting his development. You know, I guess we're supposed to see him grow throughout his journey here, starting with his, you know, first miss. You know, he never misses or typically doesn't miss the target on his jobs, and this is maybe the first time it's happened. That's what they're implying, right? And then, you know, the whole time he's saying, don't show empathy, whatever he keeps repeating, this is just a job, blah, blah, blah. And then in the beginning, he's like, oh, okay, just be one of the few. Don't be like the many, be one of the few. And then he goes through his journey and he starts showing empathy. You know, his biggest vulnerable moment is at the end where he lets that guy live. The guy he's after the whole entire fucking movie. Just lets him live. Okay, yeah, you grew, I guess. But when? I didn't see that. I didn't feel that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess he was sort of after, as far as like a kill mission, the Brute and the Q-tip.
He was after all three of them.
But they were the offenders, you know, when it came to attacking his partner, wife, lady.
Yeah, so that's why he let the guy at the end free, because he didn't really have anything to do with it.
He's just the bean counter.
But then he shot the taxi guy. That he didn't need to do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, you know, here's his big growth. And then at the end, him saying, now I'm just like you, or whatever. You're just like me. I don't know what he said. That implied now he's not like the less, he's now like the many. Which I know something is being said there. I know he's trying to tell me something, but I just don't understand that. What, you empathize now, or you can be vulnerable? I don't know.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't know there
weird.
was a division between the few and the many when it came to empathizing and
Yeah.
vulnerability and stuff. Yeah, I did like that very end bit too with the guy with the beanie. I thought his performance was really neat, but I guess it just kind of lingered with that feeling of like I don't know what's trying to be said here.
Yes.
Because I guess that was the real next step of that. Because he loosened up. I guess the first loosening up was when he took that lady to her house and then broke her neck and pushed her down the stairs to make her look like she accidentally fell. I guess that was the first loosening up.
Mm-hmm.
And then
the dog, not shooting the dog.
Not shooting the dog and letting Tilda Swinton's character
Enjoy her last
final moments. Yeah.
meal. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's like theoretical build up, but there's just
There's no character.
And I like his performance, but there's just not, the movie doesn't match his performance.
Yes.
I guess so. Maybe it's actually not a great performance. I guess I like the blankness, but there's just kind of a contradictory mix of tones here.
Yeah. And then there was the eye twitch at the end. Did you see his eye twitch? I saw his eye twitch.
When he's laying there?
Yeah, when he was with his girl laying there. I saw his eye twitch and I just thought his eye twitched. But maybe.
That's a thing?
Yeah, like your eye doesn't twitch? My eye twitches all the time.
Yeah, my eye twitches.
Exactly. But no, I guess there's something important there, or he wouldn't have put it on in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
But I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know. It's, maybe saying something about him going against his nature all of a sudden, but if he has a nature, you don't have room for development, and so, which we didn't get a lot of anyways, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know too.
This movie was a huge miss for me. Huge miss. Even more than Fight Club. I like Fight Club more than this.
Yeah, I think I might too.
I like a lot about Fight Club. I just don't like it. Like, I go listen to their episode. I like a lot about it, but I just don't like. I really don't like the movie all that much. It's fine. It's definitely overrated. I'm gonna say that in every episode here moving forward. Fight Club's overrated.
Hey, I'm there with you. You know what my least favorite part was, and this might just be me, and it was just kind of annoying, and I wish someone would explain it to me. When he said WWJWBD, what would John Wilkes Booth do?
That was weird.
That was weird. And it bugged me. It just bugged me that he said that. It bugged me way too much.
Yeah, I feel like dropping something like that, you gotta give it a little bit more context.
Yes.
And maybe that's for the fans out there, for the graphic novel or whatever.
Okay.
But that's just, and I guess that's just bizarre enough that you're like, maybe try go looking it up in the graphic novel or something. He tries to get your eyes over there, but yeah, I feel like that needed a little bit more.
Well, I googled what would John Wilkes Booth do, and nothing popped up.
Huh.
And
now you're red flagged by the government.
Yeah, now for real, I saw some things like support group, John Wilkes Booth group. I don't know. Not support group, but like an activist group. I don't know. It was weird. I was like, oh shit, but I kept reading. But I don't. It just threw me off that he would say that. I didn't like it. I did not like it. Keep your shower thoughts to yourself, or just name this movie Shower Thoughts and take out the killing bits. Boom, great movie.
They should have named it "What Will John Wilkes Booth Do." That's a good name for a movie.
Yeah. Also didn't like the way he smashed the phone. I don't know why, but I have a problem with it.
After him fighting the brute guy, I was like, all right, he's a pretty powerful individual. He's got some nice hits.
Why did he smash the phone like a sissy?
No. He was, when he smashed it, that's it. He just needed that one nice, and that was it. Just destroyed the thing. We just didn't quite see,
gotcha.
The impact of it.
All right, I'll give him that.
Yeah, that was kind of funny, and it stood out because I swear you see people just obliterate phones or throw them in the water, or like they throw them the fuck down,
Smash him with a hammer.
But he just dropped it and like just stepped on it basically. I was like, man. And I think at one point he stepped on the battery. Like he did a double step, he did a double stomp, and I think he stepped on the battery the second stomp, which is funny. It's like, what is that gonna do? Step on the phone, man.
Yeah, look, gonna be honest with you, I don't understand the point of people destroying phones in movies.
I guess so they don't get tracked in any way whatsoever.
They still get tracked. Just turn the phone off.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it that easy?
I don't know. This one, I don't know.
Because they make it. I mean, because you don't know really. Because in a movie, of course, they're gonna break the phone because it's dramatic.
Yes.
And it's melodramatic, maybe.
I feel like if I were in a situation, I would also destroy the phone, but I wouldn't know why I'm doing it.
Yeah, but you'd probably be more likely to like throw it in the water or something. Not smash it.
That's true. I don't know. I'd probably smash it because that's what you see in the movies.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a funny thing. You gotta wonder about that.
But I did like that when he was listening to music and we would be looking at what he's looking at. Like we would see things from his point of view. The music would be loud, like we were listening to it. But then when we would look at him, it would go soft or...
Yeah, that was cool.
Far away, however you say that in movie terms, loud versus soft, I don't know, but that was cool. I like that.
Yeah, I guess it's two different kinds of diegetic sound. I wonder, there's got to be a nice descriptor for the two within diegetic music, diegetic sound.
But I like that. A lot of times you either just hear it the whole time, or you are listening. You either hear it through his headphones, like you're listening with him, or in the background softly.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they don't do that, take you out or in, and I like that. I appreciated that.
I think the Miles Morales Spider-Mans did that.
Oh, really? Okay. That's cool.
It's a good way to kind of ground you to the character. I think it's cheap, it's easy, it's not cheap in a bad way, but just, it's quick, and I think it puts you in the right state of mind for other things to come. So I appreciate that too. And it's small, it's such a small thing, but it's very noticeable in a good way.
I also like the sirens when he was in Paris. There's just like stuck out to me for some reason. I can still hear them in my head a day later. I don't know why. I think he used them way too much, really, but I liked them.
Yeah, I liked his little comment on how Paris like slowly wakes up for a city.
Yeah, that was a nice little touch. How did you feel about that story that the expert played by Tilda told us about the bear and the hunter?
Yeah, I guess that's at that point you kind of knew that you were being spoon-fed something a little bit with our main character. And I don't think it works super well. I feel like that story was for John Wick, not our killer here, That story's for someone who... That story's for an allegory for addiction.
I just thought, man, that guy is just nasty. That's all I thought. That's it. I know there's something there with the story. There's gotta be. You don't just put in a story randomly anywhere. But I thought you would have more of an insight for me, but
no, it's out of place.
It's out of place. Yep.
No, this movie's not working.
Damn. Oh well.
Oh well.
Oh well. I'm sorry, man. Go back. Redo.
This was in pre-production at the very least for like 15 years too.
Holy crap. You had that long and this is what you give?
Yeah.
Man.
Well, man, how much do you think this movie cost? I couldn't find a budget online, but I'm going to tell you my guess too.
Well, since Fight Club was what, 60, 65, however much it was?
Yeah.
Around the 60 million. This dude does not know how to spend money.
Well, he knows how to spend money in the other way.
Yeah. Okay.
The other meaning of it.
He doesn't know how to budget.
He doesn't know how to budget. Exactly.
So I'm giving this 110.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking 100, 110 too.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't find a budget online. I could see this movie being a little more than that too. No more than 150 probably. But did you like this movie more than El Conde, the other Netflix movie we watched recently?
No.
Yeah, I didn't either. I liked that movie in its entirety, and I liked parts of that movie a lot. So I didn't like, and I liked like, I don't know, 7 minutes of this movie.
And El Conde at least made me laugh.
Yeah, it was funny. There were some
hilarious.
really funny parts.
Yes.
Yeah. And the performances were awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. These performances were they were good. They were good. I do appreciate how Tilda does give it her all. Every chance she can get. She's great. No matter how small the part is, she does a excellent job.
Yeah, that's always nice when actors can they don't feel like that their role is too small or degrading or
or just kind of play a character from something else you're already used to, that kind of thing. Just copy and paste them from somewhere else. God, I hope actors don't feel like a role is degrading and they're like fucking Bill Murray.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Although we know that's not true. That's
exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. That boy, he was happy with that paycheck, so it allowed him to do everything else for the rest of his life.
I mean, there's actors that say that they regret a certain role.
That's fair. Yeah, I know the Sound of Music dad is probably one of the most famous cases of that. He thinks it's the worst movie ever made, and I've never seen it, but so you have to speak on that. But I want to see that. It's a classic, right?
I love The Sound of Music,
and it's loved. It's like not only iconic to the time, it's super loved.
I also have a soft spot for musicals. If they would have put a musical in this movie, I might have liked it a lot better.
This movie could have done for a musical.
Yep.
If it was made in India, it would have had it. I could see a movie like this having a musical, like John Wick-esque, the choreography and stuff. And
yeah.
I could see that happening really well. Yeah, I'm sure India's already beaten us to that. That sounds like a very India-oriented movie, Bollywood. But yeah, man, any final thoughts?
I guess if you like David Fincher,
you got to complete the filmography.
Go watch it, but you were warned.
It's not the worst Netflix. It's really not bad. It's not very good. It's very
It's too tedious.
Yeah, especially for how long it is.
Yes.
If it was an hour and 40 instead of an hour or 2.5 hours almost. No, not quite. I think like 2:10. I think. But
this should be like an hour 20. I'm shaving off.
Less
40
than
minutes.
The old Disney animations.
Yep.
That's funny.
Just cut off all the Jeep scenes.
I mean, that's funny. In the Kia scenes. I will say, though, it's better than most Netflix movies. Most of them are not. Most Netflix movies are kind of terrible. And this is, by no stretch of the imagination, terrible.
Yep. I agree.
Production-wise, I guess, but...
Yeah.
Go check out El Conde, probably the best Netflix movie of the year. Not that we keep up with all the Netflix movies. That'd be impossible.
That's the only one I can name right now.
Yeah, man, thank you for watching this movie with me. Thank you for talking about it here today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now you're a little more cultured.
Yep.
You can join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for brand new episodes of the Filmistines over on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon. Come by, give us $1, leave nice reviews, comments, grocery lists, whatever vulgar shit you want to say on the Patreon. It will be read here.
All right. You heard it.
Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Filmistines. Thanks for tuning in and joining us on our cinematic journey. We hope you enjoyed our discussion and gained some new insights and perspectives on the world of movies. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform, and especially Patreon at patreon.com/Filmistines. And follow us on social media for more film-related content. We love hearing from our listeners, so if you have any feedback, suggestions, movie recommendations, or book recommendations, please feel free to reach out to us. Until next time, keep watching, keep loving the magic of movies. This is the Filmistines, signing off.